Hey everyone, it's Telsey here from Sweat Happy. I'm gonna take you through a mat class today that's gonna rock your upper body. We're gonna take care of the arms, the shoulders, the neck, make sure you're feeling pain-free, tension-free, but also well-loved and well-worked in those areas. This will be about 20 minutes. All you need is a mat. Let's roll it out and we'll get started. All right, so we're gonna get started in tall kneeling. If this is not comfortable, you're welcome to grab a yoga block or something to sit on, but if you feel good in tall kneeling, come into tall kneeling. We're gonna start just giving some love to the neck, so you'll find yourself in a comfortable position here. Little tuck of the tail so your low back is nice and long, stack the rib cage over top of your hips, and reach the crown of your head tall towards the ceiling. We'll start with the shoulders in their sockets here. We're just gonna nod the chin down, like you're saying a big slow yes. Trying to lengthen the back of your neck. And then we're gonna look all the way up towards the ceiling, thinking length rather than throwing your head back. Reach your nose up as tall as it can go. You're gonna exhale, you're gonna tuck your chin in towards your throat and then roll down one bone at a time, just through the neck. And then inhale, rebuild the little bit of your cervical spine here. Reach the nose up tall towards your ceiling. Exhale, come down. Last time, inhale, reach up. And then back through center. Good. From here, we're going to look all the way to the right. Keep your left shoulder in its place. Try not to nod the chin down. We're looking straight across. And then back through center. All the way to the left. A nice slow no. Keep your right shoulder in its place. Inhale through the center. Exhale as you arrive back. Inhale through center. Exhale, arrive to the side. One more each way. Inhale through center. And exhale, come across. Last time, inhale through center. And exhale, arrive to the side. And then come back through center, very good. We're gonna take the arms out in front. Can you make two fists with your hands here? You don't need to squeeze them tight, but just keep your hands closed. Keep the rib cage tucked down. You're gonna shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, and then we're gonna slide them down. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, get them all the way up as high as you can go. It's kind of a funny position to be in, and then bring them down. From this point, we'll do one more up and down, and we're gonna change it up a little bit, just getting the shoulders moving. So we're gonna settle in your starting position. Without moving your hips or your rib cage, we're gonna keep that still. You're gonna try to punch your fists forward by pulling the shoulder blades apart. Then keep them forward, so we're in protraction of the shoulders. You're gonna lift them up towards your ears. It's a bit of a funny position, play with it. While you're forward and up towards your ears, now we're gonna stay up towards the ears and we're gonna pull back together, but stay high. Good, from here we're gonna stay together and lower down. So drawing a big slow circle or square with the shoulder blades. Push the shoulder blades apart, hands go forward. Keep them apart, lift the shoulders up towards your ears. Pull them together, and then send them down your spine. Let's do that one more time just to get you warm. You're gonna inhale, reach forward. Exhale, lift up. I forgot to exhale there. Inhale, pull together. And exhale, slide them down, very good. Last movement here, and then we're gonna come to all fours. You're gonna give yourself a giant bear hug, and I'm gonna try not to muffle the mic too much with this one. Maybe your elbows meet together, maybe not so much, but the bear hug is so your shoulder blades can leave each other's sides, so they're coming apart. You're gonna nod your chin in towards your chest, and you're gonna round yourself forward just with the upper back. So I'm not rounding through the hips, my hips stay still, and I'm just gonna flex my spine this way. From this flexion, you're gonna rotate your rib cage over towards the right. Don't let your hips move. Then you're gonna come upright, build your spine tall and twist to the right. You're gonna pull your right shoulder down your spine, little arch in the back here, and then we're gonna circle up and over, all the way to the left. The left shoulder blade plugs into the left back pocket. Then we're gonna straighten the spine, looking all the way left, resist bringing the hips with you. And then we round, come into flexion, but we're twisted to the left, so your left elbow comes behind your hip. Not really, but it's somewhere close. And then back through center. We do one more the other way, nice and slow. We're taking care of the upper back here. Roll over towards the left. Keep the chin tucked. Rebuild your spine tall, but keep looking towards the left. Don't move your hips. Pull your left shoulder back to your left back pocket. Tip the heart up towards the sky. Throat opens a little bit, not a lot of bit. And then we arc up and over, right shoulder, right back pocket. Good. Build the spine upright to face the right. Hips stay still. And then pull your right elbow down behind you as you flex your spine, the upper back rounds, and then back through center. Roll up the spine. Let's take one breath in, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, bring it down. And let's hit the mat on all fours. Bring your hands underneath of your shoulders. Spread your fingertips wide. Bring your knees underneath of your hips here. We're gonna start slow. I'll get you cooking soon, so be patient on that one. But we're gonna start with a little bit of spinal segmentation. So what I want you to do is, starting in your tabletop position, you're gonna tuck your tailbone under and draw your belly button up towards your low back. We're rounding the low back. We're gonna continue like a wave to round the mid back, one bone at a time. Then we're gonna round the upper back. Then up by the shoulder blades leave each other's sides, and then you let the neck hang heavy into flexion. Stay in this position, push strong through every finger that you own, push strong through the shins. Take a breath in, breathe it out. Stay in this position, start to untuck your tail. There goes my necklace. You're gonna untuck your tail one bone at a time. We're gonna start to wave up the spine. You're connecting with your lumbar spine first. Then the mid-back opens up. Don't rush this one. The upper back comes into extension. The shoulder blades slide a little closer together and closer to your hips. And then you pull your head and your chest up proud. Good. We're gonna do that one more time, but a little faster this time. Tuck your tailbone under. Draw the belly button in, rounding up the spine, one bone at a time, pushing down through the hands, keeping the shoulders stacked over your wrists. Let the head fall heavy. Take a breath in. Use your exhale to travel. Untuck your tail. Waving up the spine, one bone at a time, getting length through every bone you own on your spine, bringing yourself up into extension. And then from there, take a breath in. And exhale, return to a neutral spine. In a neutral spine, your shoulder blades are slightly protracted, so they're a little bit away from each other. Rather than being pulled down and back, we don't want to pinch into the rotator cuffs here, so we want to give the shoulders room to breathe. You're tucking your rib cage up close to your pubic bone, and then a little untuck of the tail, so that you've got a little well in your back here, so that we follow the natural curve of the spine. Now I want you to take your chin and push it in towards the back of your throat. Double chins are very allowed here, so that we have a nice long back of your neck. From here, I want you to push weight down into your right hand and your left knee. So you're just pushing down. You can't see much happening here, but what you should feel is the core engage. Then I want you to push down into the left hand and the right knee. So you're softening the opposite limbs. Then again, push down into right hand and left knee. Exhale. Inhale, transition, push down into left hand, right knee. Try not to wag your tail, try not to move the body. Let's go one more each side. Right hand, left knee, press down. Left hand, right knee, press down. We're gonna come back to that first side and hold it there. So the right hand is pushing down quite strong and the left knee is pushing down. It's almost like you can float the other limbs off the floor, and we will. You're gonna take your right hand, reach it forward to the front of your mat. Leave your right knee down, but soft. And then we're gonna lift the arm up in line with your ear and lower it down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower down. Keep your spine neutral, keep your anchor points pressing down, meaning the right hand and the left knee as we move. So yes, we're mobilizing the left shoulder, the upper body here, but we're also working into the stability, the strength of your right shoulder and your left hip, and you should feel your core start to turn on. If you don't now, I'll get you in a minute. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. If you feel like it's too much on your right wrist, come to a fist. That will change your position a little bit, but bear with me on that one. Try to keep as much body weight as you can comfortably over top of the right hand. For 3, and 2. Last one, hold the arm up. You're gonna turn your palm to face the floor. We're gonna fan the arm down by the hip, and then keep it on that same level, fan it up overhead. Hello, core, how are you doing? Exhale, fan the arm down. Inhale, reach it up. Try to keep the rest of the body stone cold still. Exhale down, and inhale, reach it up. Thinking length. How far can you stretch the arm in every direction that you're letting it go in? Good. Let's do 2 more like that. Should be starting to feel that right shoulder, as well as lots of core activation here. If you don't feel the core, tuck your ribs a little bit, see how that changes things. Good. This is your last one there. From here, reach your left arm out to the side like a letter T. So, still pressing down and out of that right hand and left knee. Bear with me on this one. You're gonna push down into those limbs. Can you rotate just the rib cage and your upper body up? Hello, hello. And then bring it back down just to a T, so we're hovering. You're gonna exhale, rotate up, bring your head with you. Don't wiggle the hips. And inhale, bring it back down. Exhale, open. Inhale, bring it back down. You're thinking about rotating right from the midsection, right from the waist. So you should feel a lot of core here. And we're working, I feel a lot of core here. If you hear my voice shaking, I am with you. But we're working the mid-back. We're working some mobility here as well as strength in the trunk. Let's do 3. I'll give you a little treat here in a second. And 2, exhale, lift. Inhale, come down, last 1. Good. Bring your left arm down, thread the needle. You're gonna come through the space that you've just created in between your body and your right arm. Lay your sweet head down on the mat. Take a moment here, put equal weight in both knees so you don't have your tail wagged to one side. You're thinking length between the ear and the neck, between the crown of the head and the tail. Breathe in all the way through your spine, all the way down to your base. And exhale, let everything soften from bottom to top. Beautiful. You're gonna come back to where you started. Bring your right arm down now. We're really pumping that left side. So you're gonna bring your right forearm down. Right away, you're gonna tuck your rib cage because it is really tempting to kind of sag into this one. So tuck the rib cage through the core can fire and take your left hand behind your head, kind of like a crunch, but your elbow can start down. Now I want you to lengthen the back of your neck immediately before you end up cranking it up. And push your chin back in towards your throat. Like I said, double chins are allowed and welcome here and anywhere, really. But let's open up, pull the shoulder blades together, look to the side, it's not a huge movement, and then bring it back down. The elbow can tap down if it reaches, if it doesn't, it's okay. Exhale, push down through the right forearm to lift yourself up. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, open. Inhale, come down. So this is a great mobilizer, but it's also working the muscles between the shoulder blades, as well as the lats, which run from shoulder to hip. They're a great muscle to keep strong for good posture and to help your arms function well in any sort of pull movement. Let's do 3 more like this. 3, and 2. Let's do 1 more. Coming up. And then back down. Good. You're gonna situate yourself lying down flat on your stomach from here. We're gonna just do a little bit of work for the upper back, making sure that extension is accessible in the body. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, the elbows lie flat on the ground. You're gonna bring your forehead down to the mat right away. You're gonna tuck your pubic bone down like you're trying to lift your belly button off the mat. Whether or not that happens is not super important, but basically you wanna keep a nice long lumbar here. So you're gonna tuck the rib cage under, engage the core. Let's lift the head back towards the ceiling so it's off your mat a couple inches. Then we gaze forward to the front of the mat, and then we peel like a reverse crunch, 1 bone at a time. Sliding the shoulders down the spine, you can push gently into the hands, opening up the collarbones. Extension. Then rolling down 1 bone at a time. Use your pelvic floor, use your core, keep it engaged. As you lower down, tap the forehead down. Lift the head back and up. Look forward. Use an exhale to peel yourself up. Inhale at the top here. And then exhale, lift pelvic floor, squeeze core, lower yourself down with control. Good, inhale. Exhale to move, peel yourself up. Root down your pubic bone, tuck your rib cage up. Ignore your crazy hair if you're with me on this one. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, lift belly button, roll yourself down 1 bone at a time. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, let's peel it up and we'll hold it up. Good. I like working rotation a lot because it's a movement we get stuck with a lot in the core and in the mid-back. So we're gonna push into the left hand. You're gonna tip up towards the left. Hello, here we go. And then bring yourself back into that extended position. Collarbones are proud. And push into your right hand, open up that part, look to the right. So we're just rolling through. The anchor point is still the pubic bone, but we're just rolling the rib cage from one side. It should feel really good. And then bring it back down, rolling to the other. Now I want you to make this about your muscles. So you push down into the hand and you pull the shoulder open. So you pull back, shoulder blades together. And then come down and then pull back. This is your last one. And then you're gonna bring it down. You're gonna bring your hands to stack on top of each other, one palm and then the other. And your elbows are out wide. Your forehead now goes onto your hands. Tuck your pubic bone under right away, and then what I want you to do is pull your shoulders back in their sockets, so there's lots of space between your chest and the floor. And then what we're going to do is try to hollow out the upper body. So your pubic bone anchors more, the rib cage lifts off the mat. Then you're gonna lower the rib cage down. We're gonna try to ripple up the upper back to lift into extension. Lifting the hands back into the forehead comes up, the shoulder blades slide down into your back pockets. You lower down, press into your hands, lift your ribs off the floor. Then wave up the spine like a wave, coming up, lifting up just the upper back, so don't let it sink into your mid-back. So it's not huge, it's maybe 4 inches off the floor. Lower down, lift the ribs. Wave up the spine, lift thoracic spine and cervical spine, so the upper back and the neck. Lower down one more time. We're gonna come back to that quadruped series. To get the other side, lifting up, take an inhale, exhale, bring yourself back to all fours. All right, so we got 2 sides, we better work them. You're gonna plant down your left hand right underneath of your shoulder. You're gonna push down in that hand so we have some elevation through the shoulder, and push down into your right knee. You're gonna tuck your rib cage under, but leave that little well in your low back here, so we're nice and neutral in the spine. The back of your chin is towards the back of your throat. Take your right hand, reach it towards the mat, flip your palm to face inward, so thumb to ceiling, and then you're gonna lift the arm up in line with the ear, and then lower back down. Just gonna adjust my quadruped, I'm a little tight here. You're gonna exhale up, and inhale down. Think length through the back of your neck, exhale, lift, and inhale down. You're pushing down through your right knee and your left hand with equal pressure. So neither side has more to play with. You're sharing the wealth, which means that whatever's in the center, hello core, is gonna light up in a way that supports your stability. You can do Becky's core class if you want some crunchy stuff too. She's got some crazy stuff on this channel. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower down. You're resisting movement in every other part of your body. You're pressing every single finger you own down into the mat like you're trying to make a perfect handprint so that the weight doesn't just dump into the wrist. We'll go 3 and 2. We got 1 more, we're gonna hold up. We're gonna fan that arm down beside the hip, palm faces floor, and then we fan it up towards the ceiling. No, we don't. And towards your ear. And then down to hip, and then up to ear. Inhale one way, doesn't matter which, and then exhale the other. One of my favorite instructors says the breath is a tool, not a rule. So if you feel inclined to breathe opposite from what I've coached this entire time, that's a-okay. I just want you flowing with your breath and your movement together. Good, okay, we'll go 3 more times. Anyone else starting to shake? I'm getting a little shaky here. We're working a lot of stabilizers. We got 2 more. Good, final one. We're gonna move into that rotation. Bring your right arm out to the side like a letter T, or at least half the letter T with your shoulder. Press into your anchor point limbs, your left hand, your right knee. Can you rotate the upper body up a little bit? Doesn't need to be big. And then back down to a T. Inhale, as you open up this time. Exhale, come down. Use your core. So you're gonna inhale as you come up. When you exhale, come down. Can you keep your rib cage corkscrewing just so you're back in alignment with your hips? You should feel the side body, the obliques, as well as maybe some deep abdominal tissue. You can really activate the transverse abdominis by pulling the pelvic floor up, especially when you exhale. Highly recommend, it'll help reduce back pain. Let's go 3. Whew. Getting shaky. Let's go 2. A lot of control here, simple movements, but big effects. 1 more time. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, let's thread the needle. You can bring it underneath. Let's get nice and long in the spine, your little treat here. Think length between ear and neck. Think length between crown and tail. Tuck the rib cage up a little bit so we don't put a lot of the center of gravity into the mid-back. And breathe deep. It feels so good down the length of your spine. We're almost through, my friends. We're doing good. All right, so you're gonna push yourself up and you're gonna bring the left elbow down. We're gonna work into the lats again. You're gonna bring the right hand behind your head, and right away, as I said before, tuck the rib cage and elongate the back of your neck. So we're working with a neutral spine rather than kind of sagging at those points here. So your right elbow might not actually touch the floor with that. That's a-okay. Make sure your left elbow is underneath your left shoulder. We press up, open up, leave the hips where they are, don't let them wiggle, and then bring them down. Let's inhale, open, shoulder blades slide closer together. Exhale, bring it down. Not a big movement, doesn't need to be. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale up. And exhale, lower. Make sure that the side bodies stay equally as long as on both sides, so equal pressure in both knees will help you with that. Lots of length in the neck. We're not crunching the chin closer towards the throat when you come up, so think about being long still. Let's go 3. And 2. We got one more. Up. Bring it on down. Let's sink the hips back into a child's pose. Reach your arms really long away from you here. Take a big breath in and sigh it out. We'll do a couple more movements just to get some fluidity back in the body, and then you can go about your day. So we're gonna work on a wave motion in the spine. I really love working with the spine and making sure that it can move. So you're gonna reach the hands out really far. Spread your fingertips wide. We're gonna come into a rounded spine. So push into your hands and your shins, round your back. Tuck your chin and your pubic bone towards each other. Draw the belly button up towards the sky. Continue waving yourself forward. Keep the arms straight as possible. Drop the hips down first. Stay rounded in the upper back. One bone at a time, we unravel. Coming into extension. Good. Push down into the shoulders, pull back in the shoulders here. Draw the belly in, push the tops of your feet into the floor. Take an inhale. On your exhale, tuck the chin first. We're gonna round it back. Push down through the hands, 2nd. Hollow out the chest, 3rd. Rounding the mid-back, 4th. Tucking the tail, 5th. And then bringing the hips back towards your heels. Let's take one breath in. And one breath out. And then you can walk yourself up to seated. And my friends, we are all done. You've made it through your upper body class. We've done lots to support mobility. We've done lots to support stability of the body. So hopefully you feel really fresh in the shoulders. And every time you come at that, maybe you can feel a bit more open in the body or a bit more shaky because those stabilizers are getting a good workout. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon.